Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and I have to clean my boxes. It is getting embarrassing, and having clean boxes in preparation for Johto is going to be really important. If I want to test any methods, test any money making, even shiny hunting, you don't really need that much space for shiny hunting, obviously, but it would just clean things up and make things a lot easier for my Johto runs. And look at this. I have almost the maximum amount of boxes you can have in PokeMMO, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think you can only have 22 or 24. I forget which amount, but everything's full. Look at this. I can just scroll through. Everything is like so. There's a couple spaces here and there. Obviously, utility has the most amount of space, etc. Has a couple space, UTs, but I'm so full. I have to clean this up. And the only way that I know how, and the only way that I know that will motivate me to clean this up is by making a video out of it and using it for content. So hopefully, I know that won't be the most exciting video in the entire world, but hopefully you guys have some fun with it. You can see an in-depth view of my boxes, see how I organize things, see how I relist things, resell things. Not even just my boxes, but my GTL. Look at this. I have all of these listings that didn't sell that I have not relisted, and they've just been sitting here for like, I don't know how long. I have millions and millions and probably upwards of 10 million Pokeyen in value just sitting in my boxes and sitting in my GTL listings, just doing nothing. So I've got to fix this. I've got to clean up. We got to solve this, guys. I'm sure this will be great background content while you guys are either yourself doing some box cleaning or doing a gym run or doing some sort of grinding. So hopefully, if you do enjoy your time here today, if you do enjoy it as nice background content, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. But let's go ahead and jump into things. Well, who would have thought that right before doing all of my box sorting, they would release a huge update changing the PC UI. Now, this is actually overall an incredibly good thing. It's a little funny because now I'm going to be a little slower during my box sorting, kind of getting used to things. It's just a huge change. The advanced search and search stuff are down here now in the bottom function sort of corner screen. It's going to be a lot to fix. It's going to be a lot to change, but this will overall be better. I'm going to be able to sort things more properly. I'm going to be able to see things properly. The first order of business that I have to take care of is labeling every 1x31 Pokemon in my PC. A lot of them are labeled, but some of them aren't. I did a couple breeds, I believe, like these Trinidos. Like these are 2x31 and even more stats, and they're not labeled. So I have to label everything, and then once everything is labeled, we'll start selling all of the decent IV Pokemon in my boxes, and then selling everything will create some room so I can actually sort stuff. Because I literally don't have enough room to sort stuff at the moment because things are so full. I don't have enough boxes to don't have enough space to drag Pokemon to and move Pokemon to temporarily. So let's start labeling. So like I just mentioned, I do have these two Cranidos right here. This one is 2x31. This one is also 2x31. I probably should label them 2x31 more, but I'll do that for the time being. These are probably labeled. To do this, I'm just searching for HP stat. Let's see if anything else is unlabeled. That might be the end of it for at least that HP stat. Now, there's probably going to be more unlabeled Cranidos with different IVs, different stats. So I'm going to have to switch that over. But I want to double check through everything. I think it's just mostly that one box. Everything else should be labeled, but I'm going to go ahead and double check through all of these. Yep, I found more unlabeled stuff. So this is just once again like a 2x31 with even more going on. A 2x31 Cranidos, just totally unlabeled. I could have just released these by accident. Like that was the scary thing with doing these Cranidos breeds was there was a real possibility I just released some of these by accident, or trade them away. This is a 3x31 unlabeled 3x31 male monster egg. This is easily 120k or so, just sitting in my box, just doing nothing, unlabeled, just ready to be released essentially. And then I have all of these like hidden ability access Pokemon. These are all unlabeled. This is a 2x31. There's a lot of Pokeyen just sitting here. This is a female Cranidos, I believe 3x31. Go ahead and label that. Yeah, there's shmoney just sitting here, almost ready to be released. Okay, and then all of these hidden ability Nidorans, and then this Tropius. This Nidoran happened to be 4x31 and then 20 plus in two other stats. I don't remember when I did this, but it's just been sitting here. Almost like released. This one's timid, like correct nature and everything, 3x31. I probably should be labeling these a little better, but just trying to get through them for the time being, and I'll check them out each time I'm actually like individually selling them, but I'm not quite done yet. I got to check. That was all 31 HP. That was still 31 HP. I thought, wait, that's actually nuts. I'm in box 13, 14. Is there any more unlabeled? There's more to check. Okay, box 14 and 15 are clear. I do just have to move on to the attack stat now. That's not everything. This Porygon was not labeled. It's just a Porygon 1x31 attacks. Honestly, I don't even know if that matters. I don't even know if that will sell for anything extra because people don't need attack IV on Porygon. Box 7, box 8, I believe that's probably going to be labeled. Box 9 and 10. See, is everything properly labeled? These look good. These look good. Box 10. Pokemon here. I'll see you guys if I find any more that are unlabeled. Yes, I found one, 3x31. I probably just, this box has the most main offenders. I probably should just sort through here, honestly, and just double check. I wonder if I can search for any Cranidos that, like, this is a 3x31. 3x31, unlabeled, just sitting there. A lot of these are probably good to check. I don't see anything there. Okay, are these labeled? Nope, this one is not. This is a 3x31, unlabeled, once again. This was a 2x31, unlabeled. Let's go ahead and get that done. And another 2x31, unlabeled. Oh, no, now actually, okay, I haven't refreshed the box. That was the same one that was labeled. Gotcha. Okay, the attack IV is done. Everything might be done at this point, but I'm just essentially going through at this point just to cover all my bases until I double, triple check. So I just don't want to be missing any 1x31, or like, I don't want to have the chance of missing like a 4x31 randomly in my boxes, like releasing it. That would be a nightmare. I don't want to ever possibly miss that. I'm going to be releasing a lot of Pokemon after this, so I'm going to go ahead and double check everything to make sure all of these are labeled. I'll see you guys once I'm done with every stat. Alrighty, defense is looking good. Everything is labeled for that. Awesome. 31 special attack, I'm not even going to check because usually those go for the same base price as like regular Cranidos anyway. So I'm going to go straight to special defense. Alright, special defense and speed were clear. So now everything should be labeled. It's time to actually just start selling Pokemon. Box 1 is totally clear of any 1x31. Actually, let's do times 31 so I can see like 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, etc. That's all clear. Box 1 is clear. Box 2, we have some Torterras to sell off. Or what are they called? Tortugas? Tortugas to sell off. Now, it's worth noting they're in the Water A and Water C egg group, so I'm going to be checking by that price. But I do want to go ahead and check the base price of Tortugas. Our base price of Tortuga at the moment is around 4K, which is honestly better than I expected. So I'm gonna be able to make some profit back on these shitty ones. So that's honestly a huge W. We're gonna go ahead and check the price listing for like a 31 speed Tortuga, and then see how it compares to the egg group price. Like, this is going to be tough. I think I just have to sell these as egg group, because if I search for a 31 speed Tortuga, I only see one on the GTL, and it's this one that's also Adamant Nature, female, and 31 speed. This is so strange to compare versus this, like, I mean, this one is really good. This, like, double 30, let's see if we can sell GTL. This one is 2 times 30, 30 defense, 30 spell defense. Like, this is a really good Tortuga, but I'll probably go for egg group on it. Okay, it seems to be like the cheapest option is going to be around this Crawdont, which is also an alpha, but it's also a female, but it's also 2 times 31. I'm going to go ahead and list this Tortuga for like 30K, probably a fair price. I don't know if I'm going to be showing you guys each and every single one of the listings for pricings like this. That seems insane. This video would end up being super long. Maybe what I'll do is I'll probably go ahead and get up the good old Windows calculator, and I'll essentially just sort of predict how much profit I'm bringing in from clearing my boxes. I think that's the most entertaining way to do this. Let's go ahead and jump on that. All right, so first we're starting with 30K estimated profit, and then I'm going to sell this Tortuga offer around 5K, and we're just going to add 5K over to the calculator, giving us 35K expected at the moment. Back to the PC, we've got one more Tortuga to sell. This one is 31 HP. This should be a pretty easy 5 to 6K, it seems. Let's check Water C, though, really quick. I have to get used to, yeah, I'm going to do this for like 5, 6K. Let's just do 5K, make it clean, easy to add on to the calculator as well, so plus 5K. I'm not going to worry about the listing fee. That would subtract a little bit off at the end, obviously, but that's annoying to think about or worry about. I'm sure we can just subtract like an 100K or something at the end if we have to. Just a nice, hefty summarization chunk. Now, over to box 3, we have quite a bit to sell. Alright, I cleaned up our total expected profit by the end of it. It is at the bottom right hand corner of the screen if you're looking for it, but I'm going to go ahead and keep selling stuff. Eventually, I'll be able to just sort by like an egg group, or like once I get down to only Cranidos, I can sort by egg group and kind of just do like each IV one by one, and that'll be way more efficient. You'll see what that looks like once we get to it. But first things first, I still have to finish up all of these Ammonites and Tortugas and just stray Pokemon here and there. I also have a lot of bug Pokemon and stuff from the catch event I did before where I won the shiny Spinarak, Terracrosses, etc. So that'll be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and start with these Ammonites. 31 attack on this one. Now, you would never want 31 attack on an Ammonite itself. You don't really care for that, so you obviously sell it by the egg group. And right now, Water C has a really good 31 attack price, honestly. I'm kind of surprised by that, going for around 8K, so that is much more solid than I expected. I'll go ahead and list that up and add that over to the calc. But this next one with 31 defense only goes for around 4k. However, this next Ammonite is 31 special attack, modest nature, and 20 plus in defense, special defense, and speed. This is going to be a really interesting sell. I'd love to sell this as an Ammonite if possible, but it might be a difficult search or maybe even a long sell. This is really just one solid breed away from being an incredible competitive Ammonite. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it up for 60k. Someone could use this as a breeder for a Dragonite or something if they want as well, since it is water A group, or they could use it as an Ammonite. It's really up to them. 60k is a fair price either way, even though this seems astronomically high, just in a really good A group and really good stats and really good placements, and the nature, of course. Everything just really adds up to it being a really nice Pokemon. Now, this Ammonite is pretty similar, but not nearly as good. This one is naive nature. It is 31 special attack and 20 plus special defense and defense, but it's missing that speed. It's not modest nature. This is going to go for far, far less. It's also female, which actually brings down the price, at least generally, but it kind of depends. If someone's looking for an Ammonite, they might be willing to shell out for it. There's literally this one on the GTL for only 4k, a comparable Ammonite, even better. It's just 4k. It's Jolly Nature, which is a little worse than Naive, but even so, I mean, this is pretty funny. Yeah, the difference between this Ammonite and the other one is really, really funny. I'm still going to list this one for like probably 10k, closer to this one's price. If someone's looking for an Ammonite, this is great. The issue is this one has to sell first before anyone probably buys mine, which is a weird thing to happen. I'm going to go ahead and list this for 8k. I think is my final price. All right, now onto this Tortuga, 31 speed, 20 plus special defense, and attack. This is something I definitely want to sell as an egg group Pokemon, either Water C or Water A, literally whichever is worth more. 13k we see for Water C. Water A had an 8k mon, but then goes up to 17k, but this is a Mudkip. And has a lot more, it has one more IV than me. These are both pretty comparable. I'm probably just going to go 12k on it or 12,999 and just trying to undercut everything here. Tortuga is definitely a Pokemon you want to sell by a group. No one's really looking for Tortuga. As much as I love Caracasa, very cool Pokemon, not a very desired Pokemon. And as much as I wish it was time to move on to these Cranidos, I still have other random Tortugas, Shieldons, Ammonites over here, and I really want to deal with all of these sort of stragglers first, and then we'll get over to the Cranidos. It'll be cool to be able to bulk sell all of Tortugas as a base price as well. And once we get to box 13, we're really far from it, but this is big money, lots of 4x and 3x 31s. Alright, but enough individual pricing. I'm going to do a little bit of a montage and kind of list off all of these Pokemon, maybe a couple more, and I'll see you guys with the total price afterwards.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in, but it's time now you ignite and turn to embers.
Alright, I just sold off a ton of Pokemon, and I wanted to take a quick break to explain to you guys and talk through what happened. So, a little quick montage. I'm trying to sell off everything that essentially doesn't share an A group with Cranidos. So, I'm going to have to sell off all these Ammonites as well that you may have seen in the little montage. There's a box full of Ammonites up here. So many of them, box 12. And then 13 has some oddball stuff. But I'm trying to keep all the Cranidos for last so I can essentially list them all as monster A group Pokemon and not really think about it too much. Shieldon also fits that bill, so I'm stopping selling Shieldon so I can keep them. I sold off a ton of Porygon, a random Bulbasaur, some stuff here and there. I still have the Bug A group to move on to with Heracross and everything, so we'll do that in the next montage, which is about to happen essentially. But I sold off, dude, I made so much money on those Porygons. I did a couple Porygon swarms here and there, and man, I am blown away. I sold some really expensive Porygons, and some stuff is already selling on the GTL. I actually can go ahead and show you guys. Look at this. This is stuff we're literally listing during the making of this video, and I've been taking a lot of breaks throughout this. Not during that montage, and not during this session of recording, but I mean, I sold a lot of stuff that you guys haven't seen. Tortugas, all the Tortugas sold, I think. It's crazy how short this trade log is. I don't know if that Dewgong was listed via this. I'm not sure. That Bulbasaur, which I just talked about, just sold. The economy is super active right now, honestly. And there was a huge difference, a huge break between like the starting of recording of this, it was only like a couple days, maybe a week or so max. The starting of recording this and to now, the economy has absolutely surged and become way more active. I assume it's because of hype for Johto and everything, but honestly, I'm not totally sure. It's just pretty interesting, honestly. So we'll see how things go. I still have so very much to clean, but currently sitting at around 433,000 Pokeyen of expected value, and I'm already starting to collect it, which is incredible. We still have so much stuff to sort through though, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I just get started with the bug aid group montage, but I will say you might expect a video in the future covering the Porygon market and covering breeding for profit with Porygon, because I think there might be a huge hole there, but I'll see you guys with some bugs.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from.
Well, I think I sold off most everything that wasn't a Cranidos, aside from the bulk Tortugas and like sort of random bulk Pokemon here and there. A lot of them will probably get released, but I do have things like Shieldons, Bastiodons, Ammonites, Tortugas. These do need to be sold off. But I think we gained, what, 300,000 Pokeyen there? We went from around 430k all the way up to 700k, so around less than 280,000 in that one little montage. So hopefully you guys are enjoying them. Hopefully they're not too filler or too annoying, but I think it's better to sort of do those and then show you guys the big stuff or the more interesting stuff as opposed to just individually price every single Pokemon. I could see that getting wicked boring, wicked fast. So plus I'm able to get a lot more done like this. I'm able to be way more efficient, just record and just sort of bang, 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 do instead of explaining each single purchase or each single sell to you guys. But here's what the boxes look like. We are getting things cleaned up. But now it is time for the bulk stuff. I think Tortugas have a pretty decent base price, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and just list them for that. Let's go ahead and double check what that is. Make sure I have no IVs or anything on. Yeah, looking for around 4K. I'm probably going to list them maybe 3,500 or so. It's a good question. It depends on how fast I want them to sell and such and how much I want to get rid of them. I'm probably going to go the 3998, and then I'm going to list all of them for that price. So how many do I have? 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. So it's like, yeah, 17 Tortugas, seed ads with some turtles for sale. All right, so there was 17 Tortuga in box 2, but there's also 9 in box 3, putting us at 26 Tortugas. Let me go ahead and sell these off. If you're wondering who's buying all of these turtles, like I'm sure a lot of you are, it's a very common question for stuff like this, or just understanding why people buy Pokemon in general for certain reasons in PokeMMO is super important. Generally, someone who's buying these Tortugas is trying to shiny hunt it, and you need a lot of those to be able to do so, usually around 360 to 400 to start a shiny hunt, and then you just need like 30,000, just 30,000 Dittos casually from there. All right, but all turtles have been listed. That is 26 times 4K. That is going to leave me at plus 104K. Now, I'm actually only making 3K profit from those since the listing fee is 1K each. So please keep that in mind. Minus 26K essentially. Honestly, let's just go ahead and do that on the calculator since it's such a big deal for this one. I'm essentially not calculating most of the listing fees for this process because it just ends up being way too complicated. At the end, I'll just take off like 100 or even 200K. I'll be super like conservative about the guesstimate to make sure I'm giving you guys an accurate portrayal of how much Pokeyen I'll be making. All right, but now I have tons of bulk Ammonite to sell, so I'll see you guys after I'm done with this. And it's worth noting that Ammonites really don't have much of a good base price since most people are going to hunt them via fossils since their fossils are so cheap, but it is really nice because they actually sell for the Water Sea egg group, which is a common shiny hunted egg group, so all male Water Sea Pokemon are going to sell for 2k on the GTL, or usually going to end up being around, 1k profit per. It might honestly be a lot better if I could find someone buying a Water Sea box. I could make a lot more profit. The issue is that would require me holding these Pokemon in my PC more, which is exactly what I don't want to do right now. I value the space in my PC over that extra profit currently. That's going to depend per person, but you definitely want to consider these things when cleaning out your PC, is whether you can wait or hold for that box and sell it to a player who needs a full box of male Water Sea Pokemon for breeders. But I have 38 Ammonite Heres to sell for 2k a piece, 1k profit each, so it's only going to be 38k profit after these have sold. But we still gotta list them, and it's definitely worth it. A lot of times, if they wouldn't sell super quickly, it may not be worth it, honestly, but these should sell pretty fast, and I'm pretty confident about that. Alright, all the Ammonites listed, plus 38k over on the calculator. There we go, 877,000 so far. And it's honestly so nice to be able to search and see like no more Ammonites left on my entire boxes. I don't know why that's such a satisfying thing. Now I still have Shieldons. I have a couple Aerodactyls randomly scattered. I don't even know where those came from. Just one is just one Aerodactyl. I think I popped one old Amber on stream because a viewer told me to. I feel like that's the reasoning that exists. What else? I think I just have these bugs. I want to deal with these bugs. I think most of these are going to be released, honestly. But I'm going to go ahead and double check the market. Even this one Shuckle really quick. Now, I do usually list any single Shuckle that I ever catch on the GTL for 2k because usually someone sees, hey, that's a Patrouski OT Shuckle, and they buy it. Some people like to have those for my videos as sort of a commemoration thing. So, you know what? I'm happy to list really cheap OTs of mine. If you ever want an OT of mine, I do list and sell tons of Pokemon on the GTL for really cheap. You don't have to get upcharged. Sometimes I'll see people like reselling my OT Pokemon on like trade chat for like 50 or 100k a piece. Please don't do that. Don't give in to these like Patrouski OT scalpers. I will sell you any OT for 2k. It's really cheap and easy. Or you can head over to my Twitch streams, and you can actually, if you watch enough of my streams, you'll get channel points, and then you can spend 10k channel points just for watching my stream for free, for enjoying my content, and you can redeem an OT of any Pokemon you want. So you can say, hey, go catch me a Cyndaquil in the Safari Zone. Now I'll probably breed it and just give it to you, but you can essentially get a Patrouski OT of your favorite Pokemon just for watching my streams. Definitely check that out. But let's go ahead and exterminate some of these bugs. Thankfully, I should be able to sell any male bug egg group Pokemon for around 2k, but all the females will pretty much be worthless. All of these Metapod, Kakuna, etc. Now, Heracrosses should have any sort of base value, so I will keep those, but these female Spinoracts, Kakunas, etc., these will get exterminated. 3 more female bugs to exterminate. Alright, this is the last one. I sold all 10 for 3k a piece, which is really only going to be 2k profit per, and there's 10 of them, so it's going to be an easy plus 20k over on the calculator, putting us at around 900,000. Now, I do have 6 Heracross here, and these do sell for a little more, it seems, but I just wanted to keep them around to double check. It honestly seems like they go for around the same price, though. Like, female Heracross even going for a little less, which is kind of funny, but no, they could probably sell for 2,949 would be my guess, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, 2,949, which is essentially 3k, so we're literally just going to add 12k after listing these 6 Heracross off for 2k a piece, essentially, and profit, minus listing fee, 2k profit, so plus 12k over to the calculator equals, I'll go ahead and list these off and see you guys in a sec. Alright, but this is going much smoother than I expected. We're free of bugs, we're free of tons of random Pokemon, we're almost just down to Cranidos in boxes 1 through 15. I cannot tell you how long I have been stalling doing this, so I'm super excited. I do want to list this Aerodactyl off really quick, and then we'll do all the Shieldons. 1 Heracross sold, which is nice to see. It looks like this Aerodactyl goes for around 4k. We'll go ahead and list that and add that over to our calculator. And then now we just have tons of Shieldons to sell. I'm going to go ahead and start moving all of the Shieldons I have over to box 12. Alright, here's all of these Shieldons. We have 31 males and 8 females. Time to price check. Shieldons once again have a pretty low base price, which is what I expected at around 2k. So honestly, could be a bit worse. I'm lagging a little bit. Now, I wonder if the females go for a little more. Sometimes they can if someone's trying to actively shiny hunt them. Sometimes they don't really. Like, these have been listed for days. So there's a really good chance I just release the females. I'm gonna be totally honest, or I'd just sell them for 2K, which I might just go ahead and do that since I only have around 8 of them. But yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that gender difference. So 2K Pokeyen per Shieldon is just gonna be really selling them to anyone who's trying to monster a group breed for a shiny. That's really it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start listing all these off. What is it? So all of them go for the same price. 39 Shieldons in total, 2K a piece, 1K profit per. Just gonna be a plus 39K on the calculator. I'm gonna go ahead and add that now and list them all off, putting us at 952,000, almost 1 million expected profit now. A feature that I would absolutely love to see be added to the sort of GTL and PC UI now that it's been rehauled in PokeMMO would be the ability to mass sell a ton of Pokemon for the same price. This is a common situation that I find myself in, just going through my boxes and mass listing all of these extra Shieldons for 2K. It'd be so nice to mass list them. Now, I don't know if that would be like a sketchy situation where a new player or a mistake could happen where someone accidentally lists like Pokemon they don't want to, accidentally lists their shiny. Like maybe there's a bit of a warning, maybe a confirmation screen saying like, hey, you're about to list 2+ Pokemon. Are you okay with that? I think that would be a really good way to sort of safeguard that. But I would love to see that added maybe one day. But maybe it'd be too much for the servers to handle, sort of flooding the GTL. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen and people of royalty, we did it. Everything left in our box should now be essentially a Cranidos or something bred from a Cranidos or sort of male monster egg group breeders like that one Nidoran in box 1. Other than that, we have some Nidoran males and some Tropius around, but we've essentially cleaned out the first 15 boxes. I still have to sell off and now list a lot of these Cranidos, which are going to go for some big shmoney once again, but that is a really, really satisfying, solid start. I'm effectively cleaning out 15 boxes of Pokemon within one video. That is equivalent to cleaning out 900 Pokemon for your information. So this was a very, very long video to make and a very, very long video just in the coming of it. Like I really, really needed to do this for a really long time. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully it's been entertaining so far. I'm going to get back to doing what I do best, listing off 1x31 or just other IV Pokemon. Now that I actually have some free box space to actually sort my Pokemon, I can go ahead and try to sort of conglomerate and move my Pokemon to certain boxes. Like I want all of the ×31s or noted Cranidos to be in one box, or at least, 2 or 3 boxes. I think 15 and 13 and stuff are like full of good IV Cranidos, as you can see here. Some of these are going to have particle effects, some of these are going to be noted, etc., etc. I want to do this for the rest of my other Cranidos. So box 12 is now empty. That'll be the box I move everything to. So everything here. Let's go ahead and how do I select all? I actually don't know how to select all in the new. How do I do that in the new? Can you not do that anymore? Wait, that'd be super unfortunate. Was that something they go? Oh, I can do this. Perfect. Wow, I didn't even know that mechanic existed. That's actually so nice. So we're gonna move all of those to box 12. That's the new mechanic we can kind of abuse. Box 4 has some stuff here. We're gonna move over these to box 12. Not male. I will say, I don't know why they did this. This is the one thing I'd want to change from the new PC update. They sort of made male the second option. Why would move to not be the second option? So it's a little annoying to me they did that. I think that'd be a really, really good change. I want to make sure I'm not missing any noted Pokemon after this. But first things first, let's go ahead and move everything over to box 12. Once again, I almost clicked the male button again. Let's move all of these over to box 12. Everything from box 9. There's a lot here, actually, or a couple at least, over to box 12. Box 12 should be getting pretty full. I don't know if I have enough for everything here. Actually, I might. Let's go ahead. No, this should be plenty of space. Move everything from box 10 over to box 12. We have everything labeled. We did that first thing first in the video, which is a great thing to do. It really helps these sorting later on go so much smoother. So now boxes 15, 14, 13, and 12 all have really good IV Cranidos in them. And then boxes 1 through 11 should be good, except for noted. Let's go ahead and check for noted to see if I have anything. I've got a couple in box 9 and then one in box 10, it looks like. Man, I cannot tell you guys how satisfying it is, how good it feels to like have this cleaned up finally. This has been a mess for far, far, far too long. Now, before I even start listing all of the 1x31 and Cranidos with IVs, which is going to really bring us a ton of Pokeyen, I want to first clean up all of these bulk Cranidos. My plan is to I'm going to use these last couple boxes, like box 11 and 10, to store the Cranidos that I want to keep, which is going to be very, very few of them. I want to keep all of my female Cranidos since those are cheaper to breed, which is super nice, and those are better for essentially shiny hunting. And then I want to be able to keep all of my particle effect Cranidos, but other than that, I'm going to be getting rid of pretty much all of my male Cranidos. I'm going to be sorting them in the first couple boxes, and I'm going to be selling them as boxed Cranidos. People have offered to buy them from me, and I need to get rid of them. I need space for skull fossils. That is something that I really, really enjoy shiny hunting Cranidos in this method. It's so much faster. Short term, it's so much faster short term than Ditto hunting. If you can do fossils, it's really nice. However, the downside of fossils is you have to like spend months and months and months of essentially stocking up on fossils on the GTL. So it's kind of slower overall, but it's a lot faster to pop them, and you don't have to spend the 6 hours of AFKing hatching every batch. That's the brutal part for me. I cannot stand like 6 hours of AFK. Just feels brutal. It's tough for me to make videos. I can sort of script stuff and stuff there, but it's just whenever I'm making Cranidos or doing the Cranidos sessions, stuff becomes really, really time consuming, and I don't have the time for it. So I like fossils. Long term, I stock up on them, and then I essentially do a short burst where I pop them all on Dono and Charms, of course. But back to sorting all of these Cranidos. How do I allow it to multi-select? There we go. I'm going to move all of these over to box 1 and box 2. If it lets me, I have to reselect. Okay, over to box 2. I don't want any of these male Cranidos. These are just going to be sold off as boxes. And now I can start moving stuff over to box 11. So all the female Cranidos will go over to box 11 and all the particle effects as well. And here we go. This is what it looks like. Boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are now Cranidos fuel. These can all be sold, so I'll be sure to reach out to people wanting to buy those Cranidos boxes, try to sell those off, and then boxes 8, 9, and 10 are empty, and boxes 11 through 15 are all Cranidos and everything that we still have to sell, and these will bring big money. Let's go ahead and get started. Keep in mind, 952,000 is our starting money heading into this, but actually, I'm about to increase it a ton, because I'm going to go ahead and just sort of add on the price that I'm going to sell all of these Cranidos boxes for, which I think is going to be around 100K per box of Cranidos, which is a really good deal. It's less than 2K per Cranidos, so 100K, 200K, 300K, 400K, 500K, 600K, and then I'm not going to count. I'm not even going to worry about this, and we can do that maybe later, or just not worry about this, or maybe I'll count it in a sec. But that is 600,000 Pokeyen added to the calculator after I sell off all of these Cranidos boxes, which seems to have a decent amount of buyers at the moment. And then box 7, if I were to sell all of these Cranidos for 2K profit per, it's what, 40 of them? That'd be 80K. We'll just go ahead and tack it on like that. Honestly, maybe a little bit less than the listing fee will cut into that, obviously. But that's going to put us at a whopping 1.63 million at the moment. And now I have the big money to sort through. Hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Once we get to these 4 times and stuff, it's going to be nuts. All right, I took another quick break during the recording process of this, since it is such a long video, and this kind of thing takes so much time. But I'm mentioning that because a bunch of stuff sold while I was away from my computer. So here we have a full listing page of stuff. Let's go ahead and claim that. 138K right there off the bat. We have another full page plus 29K plus another full page. So it's like all the Ammonites. All these Ammonites sold. What is this? Like 200K plus more Ammonites sold. Yes, this is awesome. Honestly, wow, that was really nice. Everything sold pretty quickly. Everything selling like that is especially good because now it gives me more space to be able to create more listings. A lot of people may not know, but you can only create 250 listings, at least active listings. So I have 345 listings, as you can see, that are expired. I need to relist all of these. And that should be part of this video, but it might end up not being because this video is probably already going to be so long in itself, but maybe there won't be too much to like worry about. A lot of these relistings might just need, look, a lot of these are still active listings, so honestly, or at least a lot of them now. But we have a lot of Cranidos. A lot of Cranidos listings that have ended and just didn't sell, and these have been here for like months and months and months, and these will be probably turned into boxes and sold off to people, so that'll actually be more expected profit, honestly, which is super nice. I think it's just Cranidoses, so honestly, yeah, it could be a lot worse. I don't have anything like crazy relisting. I think I've relisted all my alphas and everything already, so I think I'm good on that. But getting back to it, it's time to start chipping away at these 1x31 and 2x31 Cranidos. I'm going to go ahead and sort by advanced search, 31 HP. click search, and this is the way that I'm going to do it. This is going to be the best way to do it because I can just sort of figure out, hey, what's the price of a 1x31 HP Cranidos? If it has no other stats going on, I can just mass list them all for that price. So that'll definitely be the most efficient way to do so. This is 3 times. I'm going to try to put the 2 times and 3 times and stuff in their own little pile. I'm going to go ahead and start with HP, and I'll get with you guys when I finished all of the HPs in one stack. So the best way I found to do it is to have that 31 HP selected in the advanced search, and then I'm going to go ahead and type 1 times here on the search bar itself, and then I can essentially just go through all my boxes. Since I have everything sorted properly, it'll show me everything that is labeled as 1x31. Hopefully there's not stuff with like 1x31 more. It seems like there is though, so I still have to go through things a little individually and maybe reprice stuff. Moving everything to box 10, since that box was empty anyway, that'll give us a good way to sort through everything. This just has 1. We'll move this over to box 10. And now here's all of our 31 HP Cranidos. That should be 1 times. Some of these do have some other stats going on, so I might go ahead and resort through all those and see what need to be repriced, and those will be down here at the bottom section. All right, here's all the Cranidos sorted. This top section is just going to go for 6K a piece. I'm going to go ahead and list them for 5,998 to undercut this one. And even the females as well. There's only 1 female up here as well, which is kind of surprising. They should sell in that price range in this around this section. So pretty happy with these. All 19 of these just selling for 6K. That should be pretty easy. And then this bottom tray, I am going to have to sort of price individually. So I'm going to go ahead and just sell these off. 19 of these going for 6K a piece. What's the math on that? 114K, if my math isn't terrible. I believe that's correct. Plus 114K. I think that's correct. Now I'm double checking it. Going to put me at 1,746,000 Pokeyen. I'm going to go ahead and just list all these off for that exact price. Shouldn't be anything crazy. 5998, 5998. Copy and paste. See you guys after listing them all. All right, next up is the individual pricing on these guys. All of these Cranidos either have 2 other relevant stats, the only non-relevant stat being special attack. So 2 other relevant stats, being 25 plus, or 3 relevant stats being 20 plus. So there's either 2 stats 25 plus or 3 relevant stats being 20 plus. So all of these should go for a little bit more. I'll go ahead and show you an example. Like this one is 31 HP and then 25 plus attack and speed. I'll go ahead and check the price on something like this. It should be a really easy A group thing, but 25, 25 search. This is how I would price check something like this. The lowest one is a little cheaper, 7K or a little more, or a little like basically the same price as the other one. I kind of want to sell it for a little more. I could also just list this for 6K if I want to sell it faster. Something like this is interesting because honestly, I probably just go ahead and list this for the same price, so I'm not actually making any more on this one. It's okay to list stuff like this for the same price sometimes. Sometimes they'll go for way more, but it's good to double check these also. Let's do 31. Let's do this one, for example. 31, 25 defense, 25 special defense. Let's check this. Search. 8K, so we can go like 8K on this one, 799. So we just did plus 8K and plus 6K. That'll be plus 14K over on the calculator. I can pretty quickly, honestly, just go through and individually price these and show you guys how I do it and sort of how I decide on that as well, which is really important. Really similar to the ones before. Honestly, just going to go for 6K as well. I'm going to go ahead and just sell off all the ones that I would normally just sell for 6K anyway, and then I'll tell you how many that was, and then I'll see you guys with any outliers. Like this one might go for more. We'll go ahead and see. Nope, looking like the same price. So you see the problem. I'm going to go ahead and list everything then. All right, this is the 6th Cranidos extra that I'm listing off that I haven't counted in yet. It's going to be plus 36K. It was 6 more Cranidos listed for 6K, putting us at a total of 1,808,000 Pokeyen. Now it's time to move on to the next stat, which is going to be attack, which should be a decent one. I'll have to double check the Monster A group though. I think we're going to do the same thing where we move everything over to box 10 once again. I have 1 times sorted in my, or searched in my search bar once again, because I don't want to be dragging over like a lot of 2 times or 3 times Cranidos over to this. I'm going to sell those after, and those should go for, once again, big money. We'll see hundreds and hundreds of thousands coming in. Look at all these 1 times 31 attack IV Cranidos. Maybe we'll see some natures in here. That should be everything. Over to box 10. Here we have 16 31 attack IV ones. Okay, I have 3 Cranidos that will get their price raised. I have one that is 1 times 31, 1 times 30, and then 25 plus and 2 other stats. That one might get raised. It might go for the same price. We'll see. And these 2 are 1 times 31 attack and Jolly Nature. That should definitely raise their price. Nature is super important, especially on like a 2 times 31 breed, which is why people would be buying these. Now, I need to go ahead and see what is the price of a Monster A group male 31 attack IV Pokemon. What is the base price of that at the moment? Search, lowest price, 5 5 to 6K. Once again, so around 6K. I'm going to sell for that 5998 number once again for sure. So 23 Cranidos being listed for 6K a piece is going to give me a grand total of an extra 138,000 Pokeyen. Going to throw that on the calculator right now before I forget, and then go ahead and list these bad boys off. All right, there's the masses listed. Time to individually price these ones. I'm going to do this one first. It's very possible this one won't even get a price adjustment. It might also just go for 6K, but I do want to double check it. So 25 plus HP, 25 plus, 25 plus, search, lowest price. I mean, look, there you see the lowest even option for this. There's no nature, I'm sure everything's correct, is 70K. So obviously this is not going to go for that price, but this is a good sign that this is going to go for a really, really nice value. So let's maybe lower these to 20 and see what we can find. Okay, so here we see a similar one that I just sold, which is funny, for 6K, but here we see 25K. This is no nature or anything correct. 20 plus, make sure everything's filled out correctly. I'm going to go ahead and probably list this for around 25K, similar to the Snover, even though mine is better than the Snover, right? 30 HP, 25 plus 20. Snover hasn't sold, but mine should be a lot better, a lot more fair of a deal, I think. I'm going to go ahead and list this one for 25K. I think that's super reasonable. It's plus 25K over on the calculator. Going to sell it off, 25K, bam, bam, bam. We've got 2 more Cranidos left. You know, these are just 1 times 31 and Jolly. This one does have a 30 HP, so I might try to factor that in, but I kind of doubt it. We'll see. Let's go ahead and check. Advanced search, monster, male, A group. Let's do this. Let's do this. Nature, Jolly. Throw that up. Lowest price, 20K. Bam, 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 20K. Now, these should sell pretty easily. People need these to breed 2 times 31. Correct nature. Garchomps, usually. Let's go ahead and copy paste this. I'm going to sell them both for 20K, I think. I could go ahead and try to check, like, oh, like, what if I had the HP? Like, I don't really care. What's this Tyranitar? I don't know. It'll just take so much longer to sell. Yeah, I don't see this selling. This is lists for 8 days. Yeah, I think 20K is fair for both of these. So I'll list those off, 20K a piece plus 40K over on the calculator. You'd love to see it. Now we're over 2 mil. Awesome. All right, and that process simply continues. We do the 31 defense. We do the 1 times 31. We're going to move all these over to box 10, and that's just how you do it. I know it's not the most exciting content in PokeMMO, but it's something interesting. It's something everybody has to do at some point or another. And it's funny. I don't know if I've mentioned how I acquired all these Cranidos. I don't even know if I've actually brought that up. A lot of these were popped via fossils. A lot of the high IV ones I did kind of weave together and actually put together some good breeded Cranidos while egg hunting, just kind of for fun and to kind of make some profit on top, as well as just I wanted to make some extra breeds. I had all these 1 times 31 Cranidos and I wasn't really doing anything with them, so I could just sort of combine them, save a little bit of space, and make some really good Cranidos. So honestly, that worked out pretty well. Honestly, I could do that with like this 31 defense and like some other defense, like static Cranidos, but honestly at this point I'd rather just have the box space. Once again, I want to be mentally free of these Cranidos in preparation for Johto. It's just going to be super huge. So here is the box 10, around 29 Cranidos here. Let's see how many of these nature shouldn't matter here because they're just defense. If it was like 31 attack or 31 speed, you can worry about Adamant or Jolly, but when it's like, see this one though, this is the 1 times 31 more for sure. Like it still has a ton of other stats going on. So I do want to sort through and see which ones I need to pull aside. All right, here's the ones I pulled aside that might sell for more. We have 8 of them, and then we have 21 that will sell for the base price. Once again, I don't know if these will just go for the base price, but it's definitely good to double check in my personal opinion. I'm going to go ahead and check the base price of the defense stat for monster, egg group monster, gender male, defense, search, lowest price. We see 4K, 5K. Let's see if there's any going. Yeah, like 18 hours, you get to like, 5,500, but nah. These are definitely going to be 5K a piece. Thankfully for the monkey brain, though, we have some pretty easy math. 21 Cranidos times 5K a piece is going to be an easy plus 105K. We're going to throw that up over on the calculator, putting us over to 2.1 mil, and now it's time to list them off. Alrighty, all the bulk ones sold off. Time for individual pricing time. This Whismur has been listed and is decently comparable, but it's also been up for like 9 days, which is kind of brutal. Mine is Jolly though, so that might really tempt someone into buying mine over it. I'm going to go ahead and list mine for $24,999, so 25K for this Cranidos. That other 25K Cranidos that I listed already sold, which is awesome. I'm going to sell that off and then do plus 25K over on the calc. And here I can just show you guys that 25K Cranidos being sold off and all my Shieldons being sold off. The money is rolling in. I'm going to go ahead and start claiming all, collecting. I'm excited to clean out this. And my GTL, it's super excited to have cleaned out as well and have active listings on it. Carrying on, we have this Cranidos, which should sell for around 10k or so. I think that's super reasonable, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click sell, plus 10k. And then I pulled out any Cranidos that was 31 defense, plus 25 plus in HP and special defense. Those stats are really important because people will buy those just to create walls within that egg group, which is super nice. So these actually sell really consistently. As we can see, this Whismer is going for around 10k, and that should be super fair for that. I might have a similar Cranidos for that, so I'll go ahead and list this one off for 10k. And then also list this very similar one off for 10k. It has an extra speed stat, but it's not really a big deal. So did the Whismer. This Cranidos should also go for around 10k. I could maybe get 12k out of it, squeeze it out of it, but I'm happy to do 12k on this, or 10k, excuse me. So we'll go ahead and sell on GTL, 10k. This Cranidos is an interesting one because it has really good stats, as you can see, 31 defense, 25 plus HP, special attack, and speed, and then 20 plus attack, as well as almost having 20 plus special defense. So this is going to be, once again, a really difficult one to price check, but this Whismer is pretty freaking comparable, I'd say. Only at 12k. I'm going to go 10k on this one. Once again, all these guys are ending up being around 10k, which honestly, I'm pretty happy with. This Cranidos is kind of similar, but honestly, something like this is a little more special, where I'm actually going to price check at 28 plus in every IV. I wouldn't normally do this, but since everything is truly so high in those couple stats, 0 special attack and then 0 speed and then 28 plus in defense, I'm going to try this and see what the lowest looks like. Now, obviously we see 75k. That's way too high because we have a 30 and a 30, an extra 31 there or whatever, right? So we do have a 30 here. I might try to go like 30k on this. It's a really good breeder. This is like a really good breeder. You could arguably even go, I might go 35. You could go 40 or so. I think 35 is going to be kind of pushing my limit. I'm going to go 35k on it. I think that's super fair. Plus 35k over on the calc, which is super nice. And we're down to our last Cranidos. Our last 1x31 defense Cranidos, of course, which should go for around that 10k price. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that to clean things up nicely. Sometimes saving that time is definitely worth saving the extra 4k or so on little stuff like that. Now, if you're saving 4k on many Cranidoses, then it's kind of worth it, right? And that's kind of why we did this. Now, moving on to the next stat, which is going to be not 31 special attack, because 31 special attack Cranidos actually don't go for much. The 31 special attack monster egg group is just not really a thing. Not many monster egg group Pokemon need that stat, so it's not worth very much money. So I don't even label my 31 special attack Cranidos because the base Cranidos price usually ends up being more, if not the same price as 31 special attack monster egg group. Fun little fact. Now, moving on, we move on to special defense. All right, I went ahead and sorted every last Cranidos. Box 8 has all of our noted Cranidos, and we have around 18 of those. Those will probably get a montage since they'll be kind of annoying to individually price. Box 9 has all of our 1x31 speed Cranidos, and we have around, 26 of those? And then box 10 has all of our 1x31 special defense Cranidos, which we have around, 25, 24, 25 of those. And then box 11 is all the Cranidos we're keeping for future breeding. And then box 12 and 13 are all 2x and 3 times and even 4x 31 Cranidos. So we have quite a bit of Cranidos. How did this, however? Oh, these are 1x31 special attack. So I did label these. So I might need to, okay, I'll have to sort those now. I did forget about those. I didn't realize I labeled the 1x31 special attack ones. I'm not going to lie. That is a little awkward. We'll go ahead and do this. Is there really this many of them? I see some of them are timid and stuff. Yep. Okay. Well, got to do more resort things. Okay. It also seems like some Shido Cranidos or some Cranidos with bad IVs like this. Yeah. It seemed to have snuck their way in. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to have to individually look through each of these last couple Cranidos. And maybe we'll go ahead and just sell off the stuff first before we get into the nitty gritty of that. But that is a little unfortunate. I definitely didn't realize that somehow. I don't know how these guys snuck in, but they just so happen to. These will all go over to box 13. I'm trying to make box 13 be the 2x31 Cranidos, which is much less than I expected, unfortunately, but that does make a lot more sense, to be totally honest. So move those random ones, these like Shido Cranidos, over to box 17 or box 7, no IVs. Box 8, okay, we're good. I think I'm getting things sorted out. Things got a little messy, unfortunately. Okay, I do want to finish in order, otherwise it'll bug me. So I'm going to start with special defense, and then we'll sort of go from there. I'm going to sort away what might go for a little higher down to that bottom section, like this, which is, modest nature, and 30 or 20 plus, plus in every single stat. So I'm going to sort through real quick, then we'll do this, and we'll go to speed.
All right, here we go. 4 Cranidos going for a little bit more, and then 21 Cranidos going for that base price of male, monster, special defense. So let's go ahead and check that. Male, A group, monster, special defense stat, 31. Lowest price, looking for around 5K is probably what I'll list them all for, or 4,999, of course. 21 going for 5K a piece. Once again, going to be plus 105,000 over on the calculator, putting us at 2.341 million Pokeyen. Let's list these bad boys off. All right, the bulk is sold off. Now time to individually price these couple for. These have some pretty spicy IV stuff going on. I feel like this is arguably the worst statted one. I mean, it's 25 plus special attack, 25 plus speed, and 30 special defense, but then it has timid nature. I mean, this thing is not really comparable, but it's going for 60K and also has 20 plus in HP. This is going to be an interesting one. I probably just go 30K on this would be my best guess. I don't know how many people are looking for that special attack, essentially breeding, male breeder for the monster egg group, but it's definitely not bad. Plus 30K going over on that calc. And then we got this bad boy. I mean, 20 plus in every single stat. Nothing really comparable on the GTL. If I get rid of the special attack, we probably see more comparable stuff at like 22, 24, 25. I think this is honestly pretty fair. I'm probably going to go ahead and just undercut this one and do 22K, even though I probably could get a little more out of it. I'm super happy to get 22K. If you really wanted to wait and sit on this one, I think if you had something similar, you could sell for a little more, but I'll do 22 plus 22 on the calculator. Plus 22K is going to be put us at 2,393,000. 2 more Cranidos to sell. This is actually such a beautiful Cranidos. As you can see, 25 plus in every single relevant stat while being 31 special defense. Not the craziest 31 that matters the most, but I mean, those stats are just so good. I mean, you can, this is going to be a 1 times 31 that essentially sells for 37K. That is pretty much like pretty high value for a 1 times 31. That is like pretty much as high as you'll get. That's just super beautiful. It's even naive if you want to go mixed on it and want to breed the special attack nature or the special attack IV onto it. We just sell that for 37K. Super solid. Last Cranidos for the special defense group. Looking like a pretty comparable 22K for my own listing, which is really funny. But honestly, I'm really happy with that. I mean, it's 20 plus in every single stat in the monster A group. I think that's pretty fair. Sell it, list it off. And with special defense done, we're left with an expected profit of 2,452,000 Pokeyen. Moving on to speed here in a sec in box 9, and then we have noted an 8, and I might have to save the 2 times 31 and the 3 times and everything like that, or even the 1 times special attack. I might have to save these for tomorrow. If you guys have made it this far in the video, you're a real trooper. You've probably been watching for longer than, I mean, it took me a really long time to record this, but you're watching for a very long time, and I really appreciate that. Hopefully the content's been enjoyable. Hopefully it's fun, background content. I know that I love that when I'm being sucked into a game, so I really appreciate it once again. All right, after sorting the speed Cranidos, looks like I have around 21 once again, which should go for that base price, and around 5 that should be individually priced. Now, these end up going for around 8K at base price, around 7,899. So I'm going to go ahead and do 21 times 8K. That's going to leave me with 168,000 profit for this batch, which is super nice for those speed IV, obviously a really desired IV. Let's go ahead and list this. I'm going to go ahead and list them all off. I'll go ahead and add that on the calculator first, plus 168,000. 2.62 million now. All right, all the bulk is sold off. Time to individually price. This first individually priced one doesn't have any crazy good matches on the GTL. This Charmander is listed for 40K and it's kind of comparable, but has that 20 plus special defense, which matters a lot, and the stats are generally a little higher. I'm probably just going to go, I think 25K on it. That could be a little low, but honestly, I'm okay with it. Now, this Cranidos is quite a tough price check, as you can see. It's 2 times 30, and then that 1 times 31, and then 25 plus. So I might try to do like the 25 plus there, and we're going to see that Charmander once again. This one is definitely worth much more than the last one. I'm going to go, what did I go on the last one? 25K? I think I just go 35 on this one. I think someone's definitely willing to do that. I think it's decently fair. I could do like 32. I'm going to do 32,999, so 33K overall, and sell it off like that. This next one is not nearly as crazy, just a 31 speed with 20 plus in defense and HP. I did mark it as 25 plus. That Cranidos, the 2 times 31, the 2 times 31 sold immediately. Wow. Once again, we're seeing this Charmander that keeps popping up. We're not really seeing anything else comparable. If I lower this HP to 20, that's a lot more comparable. Okay, we'll do 25K on this one as well. I think that's super fair. We can even undercut that Cubone just a little. Go ahead and add 25K. And then we have this Cranidos, which is once again comparable to that same Charmander that has 20 plus essentially and everything. And this one actually is more comparable to the Charmander, where it has that 20 plus defense, but it has worse defense and attack. I'm going to go 30K on this one. The good old 29999. I believe this was this one, the bold natured one. Now we do have a correct natured one as well to price check, which is Jolly. So that's why I kind of moved it up at least one row. Let's see, Jolly. But it has, the stats it has are not that crazy. I think I'm just going to do Jolly, 25 plus attack, HP 20 plus, 31 speed. That just those 3 stats plus Jolly. That's obviously way overpriced. What if we lower this to 20? It's going to be a bit because people do want to buy this to be able to breed. Now, this is much better than mine, obviously. I'm probably going to go 40K on this, which seems so high, but I think it is correct. People want that 25 plus attack, 31 speed, Jolly is just such a good breeder. It's such a good breeder for things like Garchomp. 40K should be super fair on this, but it seems kind of astronomical. Go ahead and add that over to the calculator. Don't worry, I am adding everything along the way. That puts us at 2,773,000. Now, obviously, that is all expected profit, but it's nice to be able to show you guys, hey, throughout the video, a lot of this stuff is selling, which is really awesome because I know a lot of people in the comments are often skeptical of that. Rightfully so. It's super fair to be like, hey, this guy on the internet is showing me all this stuff that he's listing, but he's not showing me what, I understand the skepticism. It's kind of like if someone was like, hey, you can get rich on eBay by selling this thing for $100, but then none of them actually sell. I understand, right? But on PokeMMO, I usually am pretty accurate with my price checks, and you can definitely try this and test this out for yourself, and it should work. I do have an ultimate price checking guide though if you're struggling. Usually if you price something correctly, it will sell within that first 2 weeks or whatever the listing is. I will say around 10% of stuff, more niche sales, might take a couple more listings, or you might want to lower that price a little bit. All right, but here's what my boxes look like at the moment. In box 10, I changed everything around, let it be known. In box 10, I have all my noted Cranidos, around 18. In box 11, I have all the 1x31 special attack Cranidos. And then in box 12, I have all the 2x, 3x, and 4x. And then I put all my Cranidos that I'm keeping for future breeding over in box 15 to make it a lot more sort of easier to keep track of things. So 10, 11, 12 are still Cranidos that I have to sell. But look at this. We're down to a little over a box, a little over 1 box of Cranidos, maybe a box and a half left of things to sell. Usually, probably a little over a box. That is phenomenal. I had so many Cranidos to get rid of. I can't tell you how amazing this feels. Now, I am going to go rest for the night. It'll just be a second for you guys, but I will see you tomorrow morning for some more sorting and some more selling. Okay, we're back the next day. We had some good rest, and would you guess what? I found out that it's totally not worth my time to sell these 31 special attack Cranidos as anything. I kind of knew this, but I wanted to show you guys. So if I look up Monster Egg Group 31 special attack, search lowest price, you're going to see things going for around 2,500, 2K or so. And I could list all these off and I could make, 1,500 Pokeyen profit per Cranidos after the listing fee. That's the big issue here, is the listing fee. If I look up Timid, I have a lot of Timid and Modest ones. They go for the same price. Nobody wants them. They're just not super desired. It's not a really meaningful stat for this egg group unless you're going for mixed Garchomp. Modest has some room for prices, but this has been here for a full day. This has been here for 10 days. I don't really care to mess with it, and I really don't think it's worth it. I'm going to go ahead and just move all this to bulk. These are now just going to be bulk Cranidoses. These 1x31 Cranidoses with, special attack fee. These are going to be sold off as just Cranidos boxes. That's it. That's all they become. That's how little they are, unfortunately. So we're going to add a little bit to our profit for that. I guess at the end, we'll probably add a little bit more, but we shall see. We do have these noted Cranidos to sell as before, and we still have that big box to cover, which I labeled bid. Try to label everything to keep things sorted out and move this over. But that's enough talking. Let's start listing.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in, but it's time now. You ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in wings to rise from the ashes.
All right, but that's all of the noted Cranidos listed, leaving us with 3,069,000 Pokeyen expected profit, and now we're down to the big stuff. We finished everything else. I don't know if I should just sell all this off as a montage or go ahead and actually go through things one by one. It's going to be a ton of Pokeyen, but I don't even know if it's super interesting. I think it's mostly just like tons of good IV Pokemon. I don't think it's anything like super exciting. A lot of these are probably just going to go by the 31 IVs. They'll probably go for 120, 140k. Like there's like a 4x31. I don't know what that'll go for. Maybe I'll go ahead and price check that first. This will go for a lot because it's timid, which is super nice. So it's a ready to go like, hidden ability access, hidden ability access, Nidoking with Sheer Force, like special attacker, timid, it's perfect. But I might just go ahead and montage this, not to be too anticlimactic, but I don't want to waste your guys' time anymore, and I think it's just a cool way to do it, and we're going to see the number go up big time. So we're about to see a huge number jump once again, starting this clip at 3,069,000.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in, but it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Get ready for Burst 2 Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let their ruthlessness.
All right, and there you have it, from 3 million Pokeyen all the way up to 5.5 million after selling off the big box. I have like 7 or 8 boxes full of bulk Cranidos still left that I'm going to sell off as Cranidos boxes, but I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty boxes. I went from a full set of PC boxes. Everything was pretty much full to the brim. And now I have 6 empty boxes, none of which were sold as like bulk for the most part, except for like maybe some Ammonites and stuff here and there. But that's insane. I sold off well over 360 Pokemon in this episode, and then I still have more. I think more than that actually. And I still have more in my listings. I did actually go ahead and collect like so much Pokeyen worth of listings as well. One of the Cranidos that I was listing from the big box, like 130k sold, and I collected everything, but I had my mic muted, unfortunately, so apologies for that. I collected, like, you can probably see in the top left-hand corner of my screen how much Pokeyen I had during the montage versus how much Pokeyen I have now. I think I collected, like, hundreds and thousands of Pokeyen worth of listings. I don't know how much exactly, but I do have a bunch of Cranidos here to go ahead and either relist. These were listed as Cranidos prices, but should get brought down to egg group prices. I'll fix this on my own time. I don't want to bore you guys with any more stuff. Hopefully you did enjoy stuff, though. I have a lot of stuff to relist here as well. Holy, that'll be for another day. I did enough box cleaning. I'm really happy with this. This video has been long enough. Maybe one day we'll do another big thing like this, and this just needed to happen for Johto. Like, this was required. I would not feel comfortable heading into Johto with so little box space and being so unorganized. It just felt like a mess. So things aren't totally together. There's just so much stuff on this account all the time, so much stuff happening. I'll clean up the rest later. I'll clean up all the GTLs, all the mails, etc. But thank you guys for watching. This was an extremely long video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you caught some shiny Pokemon or won some PvP games or made some Pokeyen while listening to this in the background. Hopefully it was entertaining. Like this video if you did enjoy it. It was a monstrous project. It did take a lot of time to record, even though it was something I just needed to do. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO content. Make sure to follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. The Discord link is down below if you're interested in that. And then if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo really do help out a ton and allow me to do stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. I just can't believe it. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video. I really appreciate that. And if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel and allows me to make content full time. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.